This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. The Shroud of Turin, by Dr. Johnson, C. Phillip, and Dr. Sanish Sherian. The Shroud of Turin. Introduction. The Shroud of Turin is a long piece of linen cloth that now rests at the royal chapel of the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, northern Italy. There is a faint negative picture of a long-haired bearded male on this cloth. It is claimed that this is the shroud in which Lord Jesus was wrapped for burial, and that the image on the shroud is a true depiction of what Jesus looked like. Shroud of Turin has attracted worldwide attention from approximately 1400 AD. For the last 1 century, it has been subjected to numerous scientific tests, including radiocarbon dating, to determine its authenticity. These tests have created worldwide attention and speculation so that anyone interested in the historical aspects of the Christian faith needs to know about both the history as well as about the tests. Picture: modern photo of the face on the Shroud of Turin on left and digitally processed image on the right. Creative Commons picture by Dianelos Georgiadis. History of the Shroud. The shroud is more than 500 years old, but the oldest exact age is debatable because of the lack of evidence before 1390 AD, which is the oldest certain date about its existence. There are a number of statements and allusions from before 1390, but none of them has been attested by historians. The 1390 date is certain because in this year Bishop Pierre Darcus wrote a memorandum to anti-Pope Clement VII, stating that the shroud was a forgery and that the artist had confessed. However, definite information about its origin is not available in spite of intense historical searches and researches, particularly in the last 1 century or more by Turin shroud enthusiasts. There is report that a burial cloth was owned the Byzantine emperors but disappeared during the sack of Constantinople in 1204. Many people maintain that this is the Shroud of Turin, but there is no conclusive evidence yet to support this belief. Also, there are numerous reports of burial cloths of Lord Jesus with an image of a male face. These burial clothes were venerated in various places, but there is no evidence to link any of them with the Shroud of Turin. Some records suggest that a shroud bearing an image of a crucified man existed in the small town of Liry around the years 1353 to 1357. It was owned by French knight Geoffroy de Charny, who died at the Battle of Poitiers in 1356. The origin of this is disputed, and it has not been reliable linked to the Shroud of Turin, even if it is assumed to have really existed. What is more, it seems to have been a forgery if it ever did exist. Picture: the Pilgrim Medallion of Liry, which was made before 1453. It depicts the Liry Shroud. Public domain. Drawing by Arthur Forgayes, 1865. Thus one has to assume that there were multiple shrouds that competed for the attention of people, but that only one of them, or one that was not from among them, survived to become known as the Shroud of Turin by 1390. The history is fairly well understood after that. In 1453, Margaret de Charny gifted the shroud to the House of Savoy, one of the oldest families in history. In 1532, there was a fire in a chapel of Chambéry, capital of the Savoy region, where it was stored. A drop of molten silver fell on the folded shroud, and it burnt a pattern in multiple layers. Poor Clare nuns added patches to it in their attempt to repair it. In 1578, it was brought from Chambéry to Turin. Emmanuel Philibert, Duke of Savoy, ordered the cloth to be, and it has remained at Turin ever since. Eventually, Guarino Guarini built a chapel for displaying it, and it was on regular display there from 17th century onwards. Clotilde of Savoy tried to do more repairs on the shroud in 1868. In 1983, the House of Savoy gifted it to the Holy See, and since then, the Roman Catholic Church owns this relic.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.